I think fundamentally everybody is an artist. Everybody is meant to be creating art. Everybody is meant to be growing in that way, both creatively and personally. And I think creativity is personal development in some capacity. And it got me thinking about how a lot of the things that we talk about in society or when we're getting to know other people is set up to know the least about the other person. I was speaking to my stepbrother about this, and he brought up another interesting point, which was that it might not necessarily be that people don't want to know more about other people, it's that they're scared of other people knowing them, which I disagree with for myself, but I think that's definitely true in some circumstances, and in some circumstances with myself too. But then I kept thinking, and I was like, because when you think about it, like, think about when you meet somebody. Think about when you meet somebody, what is the first thing that you ask them? You ask them, how are you? Say, hello, what is your name? How are you? Or if you know them, you will say, how are you? And despite, I guess it depends on how long you've known the person, but if you haven't known this person for long, or if you want the interaction to be short, you'll say, good, I'm good, even if you're not good. And we also expect the other person to say that they're well as well, because it's almost like it's etiquette to not waste somebody's time, but wasting somebody's time is how you get to know somebody. And I think in its own way, it's really strange, but it's almost beautiful too, because when you do have those chances to get to know somebody, it's really nuanced, and it's not something that's meant for everybody, I guess. But that's another way of looking at it. But it's also, I feel like right now, in this moment, I'm looking at it from the perspective of we try not to know another person as much as we can sometimes. Especially if we don't know them well. We don't necessarily want to know, but maybe it's our intuition going, oh, this person, they're not meant to know about you in this moment of time, and it's protecting you. But why do we feel the need to protect ourselves from everybody or a huge majority of people? Maybe because they're not willing to know themselves. So then it's our intuition going, watch out. Because you think about it, if you met somebody for the first time and you go, oh yeah, how you going? Like down the street, say you're just being friendly, and they go, oh, I'm actually terrible, and they tell you their whole life story, and they tell you why they're terrible unprovoked. But it is provoked because you ask them how they are. You would probably feel either really uncomfortable, or you try and get out of that situation, or maybe you'd listen and then try and get out of it. Or maybe you would just listen and try and connect with them, but then maybe it is a safety thing. But why do we feel the need to have to be safe against other people? Like, I want a beautiful world where we can all just connect and be kind and get to know each other, and genuinely have the space to get to know each other and not be constantly friction against time, you know? It's not really a sentence, but there's like this cobweb on my wall that looks like a deer, and I'm gonna show you, because like this is gonna be unfortunate if you don't get to see this deer and you're like, what the heck is she talking about? But seriously, it looks like a deer. Look, you see that? It's like a deer. Okay, I'm gonna put you back. And so that's why I think, keeping that in mind, that's why I think people are so uncomfortable with the idea of artists, because I think in order to be an artist, you have to give up a part of society. Hear me out. Because I think those who aren't able to be artists, it's because they have the mentality that they need to make money, they need to work for society, they need to make a living, they need to do so many things to fit into society, to be a functional human being. Whereas I think for an artist, it's just the art that pushes them, and money may not be an issue to them. Like, obviously, it's so weird that we think we need money. Like, have we really thought about this? Like, have we really thought about this? Is this really the most productive way to live life? Like, come on, guys. Make art, be happy. But I think that's why it also makes people uncomfortable, because art's almost seen as a luxury as well. Let me think what else I want to say. Yeah, it's a luxury. And also, if somebody says to you, if you go, oh yeah, like you're getting to know someone, they go, oh, what's your profession? Or what do you do? And you go, I'm an artist. People, I don't know why, but they feel, I don't know, I feel shitty saying this, but there's almost like an inferiority. But why is somebody making art and being happy affecting you? That doesn't really make sense. You should just go and make some art, you know? Rather than thinking about all the artists, go make some art. Like, it's not that hard. If you've got an hour, create something. Make a creative decision. Like, have joy. Like, work if you need to. Don't work if you don't need to. That's hella sick. But if you need to, do it. And create in that little time that you have. And I think there's so many moths in my room. Like, it's actually insane. There's so many moths in my house. Like, there must have been a whole, what's the word? A whole nest of them. But I think, I don't know what I think. I don't know what I think right now. But I think artists make people uncomfortable because they're willing to live the life that so many have had to give up. But also, I don't think it's always as glamorous as people think. But I think the glamour is a choice. Like, it can be beautiful, it can be healthy. I think also lots of people are stuck in bad mental frames, and because they're already innately an artist and they are suffering, they think that this suffering is the only way to create art, which I think is very untrue. I think if you can create in suffering, you can create in peace, and you deserve peace. Everybody deserves peace. Everybody deserves love. Yeah, but when somebody says that they're an artist, you can't not ask about it. I think that's what makes people uncomfortable. It's as if they don't have the choice to pretend they don't give a fuck, because it's like, I don't actually know what that is. But there's so many jobs that nobody knows what actually it is. Like what the fuck is there's so many jobs where I'm like, I don't actually know what that is. Like, what the fuck is an engineer? I still don't know what that shit is. Like, what the fuck is an engineer? But we don't sit there and ask an engineer, what's an engineer? We know it's an engineer, but why do we feel the need to do that with artists? Anyway, that's what